sharing with you my experience for deaf people in family functions or activities. This has been one of the hardest things, just like the recently stories for the college students. This is one where deaf people, when they go to the family activities, whether it happens to be worship or, part of that's funerals, weddings, any like Thanksgiving dinners, they really feel isolated when they're involved with family activities. And that was one of the things I would encourage you as you work with deaf people. Sometimes they ask, should we have interpreters for weddings and funerals and worship services? And my answer is always yes, because the hearing family members, they often think, that deaf person, they can just read, they can follow along, and that's fine. It's not the same. You cannot be involved if you're reading this and you can't see what's happening in the whole situation. And that's why signing and interpreters is so very important. One of the saddest ones, what impacted me, we had a young deaf guy, and his family, his grandma contacted him. They did a video phone call on a video relay. And so they called, the person signed for them, and they let him know that his grandfather had passed away. And then they were talking, and they asked him if he wanted to come up for the funeral. And of course, he said yes, he wanted to come up for the funeral, and be pallbearer. Yes. But then he asked, will we have an interpreter there? And the family's answer was no. I'm sad to say he ended up not going up to his grandfather's funeral, because he said, I'm going to go up there. I'm not going to understand anything what's going on. No one can sign and talk with me. Why should I go? And I was heartbroken. And so we did what we could to help. But I'm telling you, we have to help people realize that communication, or the lack of communication, that it doesn't happen because people don't sign, because they don't have interpreters. And so part of your and my advocacy is that we want to encourage people. You want to include the deaf people, and we want to have interpreters, skilled interpreters, that can help convey no matter what the situation that they're involved with. And family functions, they're tough. They're tough. We'll talk more about that, but I want to give you a heads up. One example of why this is so important, what you're doing in learning how to sign, so that you can open up communication for people. Thank you.